Hello. How's it going, eh? I tell you what, it's a nice day today. Oh, dear me. I haven't had a lot of sleep though, I tell you that. Blimey O'Reilly. 2 o'clock yesterday morning. No, 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2 o'clock yesterday morning I went to sleep. Went to bed even. And then just after midnight this morning, I went to bed. It's only because the kids, they want to sleep in a tent in the garden or sleep in the living room on some blankets or whatever. And I just say, yeah, whatever, do whatever you want. I never say no. Anything that's harmless, there's no reason why I would say no to sleeping in a tent in the garden. There's no reason why I would say no if they want to make their own little camp in the middle of the living room. Sleep on a sofa bed or do whatever. But it's always, Dad, come with us, come. So there's me camping out in the middle of the living room, But then of course they go, oh, this isn't very comfortable. Can we go into bed? This is like the middle of the night. So yeah. Anyway, this morning, Savage GT6 4.6, ready to run in. We're going to run it for the very, 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 very first time. Bloody hell, there's a hole in that window, look. Now, I really enjoy making these types of videos, so this is the one for me. I enjoy this. And to be honest, running in is a nice process because you don't get to do anything. So you just start it up and you just sit back and do nothing, or do whatever you want. I always make use of my time and do something. Do a course, learn something, whatever, while you're waiting for it. Anyway, let's get it set up. Remove the sticker, take that off. Stop. What does it even say? I've never ever read one of these stickers. What do they even say? Probably just says stop, read the manual. I can't get it off. Get a screwdriver. It says, oh yeah, read manual before starting engine. I've definitely read the instruction manual, don't worry. I've definitely read that. Yeah, I think. Maybe I haven't. Who knows? Stop. I always like to stick those little stickers on my toolbox or somewhere else. It's like a little thing, isn't it? It's like, it's just nice. Anyway, bit of nitro. This is 25%. It's about 6 or 7 years old, I would say, this bottle. So it's a good fit for what we want to do. Simply fill up our nitro tank. You see, if this was electric, I'd be indoors now, charging up LiPo batteries while being indoors, but I'm not. I'm outside, breathing the air that's as fresh as it's going to get, really. It's not going to get a lot fresher than where I am, to be honest. Maybe it might slightly a little bit, but not a lot. And, just enjoying life rather than being indoors waiting for some batteries to charge that cost a fortune because the electric is through the roof. I'm outside. And whether you've got a garden, you're lucky enough to be able to go in the garden and do this, or if you have to go outside like I do, it's all good. Right, let's prime it up. Oh, that primed all right. That primed. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this more than I was to 5.9, if I'm honest. It's the only trouble with this glow stuff. It doesn't. Sometimes the twist ones don't like sticking on some engines. Now, while that's going on over there, I wanted to sort of take this little opportunity to let you know of what's happening on this channel. If you're subscribed to this channel, or if you subscribe now, you could be with a chance to win a gift voucher for wheel spin models. That's the one that I'm doing at the moment. I've done other shops in the past. I've done Answer, RC, Model Sport and all those other ones. But this one that I'm doing at the moment is for wheel spin models. So it could be from anywhere from a tenner to 500 quid, you know, and you don't have to spend any money. All you have to do is just be subscribed to this channel, and I get a little thing to go through the subscriptions list at any point in time and pick out a random name. That's it. That's all you do. Think what you could buy with it. You could get some parts, or you could put it towards buying yourself a new car, or if you do win a lot of money, a big gift voucher, you could just buy a car outright. And by being subscribed, you're showing your support and helping me with my channel. I like to try and give back if I can. Unfortunately, I can't literally just say to all of you, here's something nice. Maybe one day I'll be able to. Maybe one day. With your help, I might be able to get there. Let's see what's going on with this building. Look, it's got a hole in the window down there. Forfeiture notice. Bailiff services. Blimey. So these people that are renting this place then were obviously in a spot of bother because they had bailiffs come out to them. Blimey O'Reilly. That's pretty serious. I think a lot of companies getting into a spot of bother these days, aren't they? Trouble is, people bury their heads in the people bury their heads in the sand, and rather than resolving the problem before it gets serious, or more serious than it is, they bury their heads in the sand and just ignore the debt, ignore the bailiffs, and then they get in more shit. Got to try and resolve things before they get to that sort of trouble. Crazy, man. Crazy. No, right? One of the things that I would like to see, them new Savages, they're nice, but one of the things I'd like to see on them, I think it would make it, I don't know why they went to the 17mm axles, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with the old ones, 13mm ones, but anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I'd love to see, and I could probably still do it, I'd probably do it myself. If I can get an old set of Savage wheels, I'd probably just mill out the centre bit and then slot them on. But then I don't know how that would work with the pins. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's not my point again, I'm getting sidetracked. I'd like to see them. Them rims are okay, but I'd like to see them with the Savage, the iconic Savage tread tyres, you know? Like a tractor tyre, aren't they? I like that. I'd like to see them with that. If there's there might be an aftermarket company that does tyres like that for these, I don't know. But I don't think they'd fit on those rims because they're wider, I think. But yeah, it's nice. And we're only on half a tank so far, and it's been 20 minutes. I know! Yeah, unbelievable. Might be a little bit lean, I might have to richen it up a bit. Normally it should take about 10 minutes. It's been here literally like, well, not 20, about 18 minutes. About 18 minutes been here. 18 minutes past 5, and I remember I fired it up at 5 o'clock. Yeah. It's nice for 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning, isn't it? Look at it. Look at the weather. Hey? That's what I like about the summer. In the mornings like this, it feels like it's lunchtime. Yeah, the daylight, the weather, it feels like about lunchtime is, but it's not. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah? That's why I love it, because you come and do something like this, and then you've still got the rest of the day to do whatever you want. It's not taking up your whole day, do you know what I mean? Well, they cooled down now for 5 minutes or so. Happy days. I wouldn't normally put the what's it called, heater thing on the top of it, but there's a little bit of a breeze this morning, so it is important to do the heat cycles. That's with any engine, whether it be, it doesn't matter if it's an internal combustion engine, it's important to do little heat cycles, because then the metal in the engine, the piston, the liner, or if it's a sleeveless block, just the cylinder, it expands, contracts, and that's how you get the running in. That's how they seat. They sort of just settle in together, because when they're new, they fit, obviously they fit together, but they're not found their little, you know, how can I explain it? You know, when you sit on a settee, or maybe you get in your bed and you sort of move around a little bit, don't you, snuggle in. When you sit on your settee, you sometimes, you know, you don't just literally just sit, do you? Well, sometimes I suppose you do, but forget that. Most of the time, most people, you sit down on a settee, don't you, and you kind of just go like that, you know, settle your bum into the hole. Well, that's kind of what an engine's doing. Yeah, when it's new, it hasn't found its comfortable spot yet, so by running it in and letting it do the heat cycles, letting it get hot, cool down, the metal expands when it's hot, and then when it cools down, it contracts again. And the idea is that the cylinder and the piston and the bearings and everything else, but mainly the cylinder and piston mainly, they expand together. They get a bit softer because the metal, and when metal gets hot, it gets softer. And then when they cool down, they contract, but they contract together. So any little gaps around the piston, anything like that, they'll all just settle in together and fit perfectly. That's the point of running in. If you don't run in properly, they don't really get a chance to do that. It will still do it, but it won't do it properly. And that's when, you know. But the thing is, it is a tricky subject. And I know people who don't run any engine in at all. They literally fire it up. When I used to do the motorbikes, I knew people that didn't run a new engine in. They just fired it up and went around the track flat out, and they didn't have any issues. So it is one of them, but it is, you should do it, definitely, especially with nitro. The smaller the engine, the more finicky they are, and the more you have to look after them. That's funny. You know, it's interesting how many people are into sort of radio controlled stuff. There's a bloke with the headphones on doing a bit of a run just come past me just then, and he looked at that and he goes, "Oh, that's cool," because I used to fly nitro airplanes. He says, "But the trucks are really cool. I never got in the truck, so I should just fly the airplanes." It's interesting because you realise that these things aren't a niche. You know, people everywhere are into these kind of things. It's not a niche, not a niche at all. Some people, they say, "Oh, nitros are, not many people know about them." Everyone knows about them. And you don't realise how many people you walk past every day on the street that either do or used to have radio controlled nitro stuff. Let's get a little bit more nitrolium in there. You all right up there? Hanging around up there? It's quite breezy today. Do you know what? Everyone's, I think we're all getting used to this. Bloody hell, see that caterpillar? I think we're all getting used to this summer times that we're getting now, because it's been 35 degrees every day so far, and at the moment, apparently, according to the blooming weather forecast that I just looked at, it's 29 degrees. That can't be right. It's 5:41 in the morning, and apparently now, not later on, now it's 29. How the hell is, don't even feel like it. I must be getting used to it. This must be what it's like to live in Florida or Australia. Just normal. Right, here we go. Tank number 2 going in. There it goes. Start. I don't like doing that. What's it? At this rate, I'm going to run out of time. I'm not going to be able to do me a couple of tanks driving around, I don't think. At this rate. I might just, I might sack off that second tank and just do a bit of driving. I mean, I've got, when I got here, I had just over an hour as sort of spare time, you know. But that first tank took nearly half an hour, about 20-something minutes. About 28 minutes. So now I've, you know, by the time this tank's done, that'll be it. That'll be over me hour. I've got to go. Got to go somewhere else. So I might sack off that second tank. This is my car. The other one was Simon's, my mate's. So I had to do it properly. But this is my car. So I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I'm going to sack that second tank off. Let's go for a drive, come on. Right. Oh. A bit of rag, look. Right, here we go. Very rich. That's too rich. That's too rich, John. John! Not the settings from the factory. I made it a bit richer because I thought it was. I wanted it to suck the tanks down quicker, so I made it richer. But now it's too rich to drive. Probably a bit blocked up as well. The only trouble is I've got what's that glow plug, so I've only got one, and that's the one that's in it. There we go. Sounds just like a normal Savage, doesn't it? Do you know what I love, right? Those little lines that you get from the exhaust. Ah, childhood memories, man. Childhood memories there. Right, now we can actually move. We're sucking down them tanks quick now. Right, that is second tank done and dusted. It's probably like, really for an engine you should put it under a bit of a load for running in. It's just better for it, you know, so I ain't bothered about that. That was good. Those little lines that you get from the exhaust, that's just the oil coming out of the exhaust. I love that, man. That's childhood memories there, days. My street when I was a kid, the road used to be full of them up and down the road, little lines. And the thing is, because, oh excuse me, because that's oil, that stays there for a little while. Right, I'm gonna have to be off now, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. So the next time we see this, we just go through the same things as what I always do, like a broken record, stuck on repeat is what I am. Yeah, go and find a park somewhere. I could have gone to a park today, but I just couldn't be bothered. Just didn't want to. Simple as that. And we'll do a couple more tanks, going just sort of up and down, and then we'll do a little bit of tuning, and then that'll be that. Happy days. Well, you lot, it's been a pleasure. You know, but like I said, the running in is probably one of my favourite things to do with a Nitro car, because it's so peaceful. You know, you're not driving around or whatever. You're just starting it up. You can hear it running in the background, and I've just literally, I've sat here. I've done a few things. You know, I've got my pocket computer with me, kept up with a couple of emails, talked to a few people, and done a few things that needed to be done that I haven't had time to. It's just a nice time to just sit, you know, and catch up on stuff while you're running your engine in. It's great. But running in is probably one of my favourite, because if you're going out, you know, to drive it, you know, you're driving it, and you can't do anything, you know. So yeah, it's nice. It's come out. It's an industrial estate, so it's not like the most nice of things, but it's peaceful. The wind's blowing, the trees are rustling, you know, obviously that was running in the background. Chatted to a couple of runners, joggers that come past, and that's been a really good, productive, I like it. It's a really nice morning. But the next time I'll have to be driving it, so there we go. I'll see you lot on the next one. Take care, won't you? Make sure that you look after yourselves, because that is foremost to everything, looking after yourselves. And if you want one of these Savages, you can always go over to the Wheelspin Models website. The link will be in the description of this video, and you'll be able to get yourselves one. Without them, I wouldn't have that one. Well, I would. I could just bought it from somewhere else. But doesn't matter. They're the best place to get them from. And they've always got them in stock. So you're never going to be waiting for some stock item or nothing like that. They've always got Savages in stock, ready for you to go and buy. Cheerio, you lot. Have a lovely day, won't you? All the best.